Hello, my friends. My name is OMG WTF LOL FTWBRB. Welcome back to more WWE vs. TEW, the series where we take the weekly events that the WWE runs, book them in the game to see how well the WWE does, or if the TEW will be the one company to bring WWE down to its knees. We are running 205 live. I don't know the date off the top of my head. It says in the title, so whatever, who cares? And this is the edition where we get our Cruiserweight Championship match. So we've been building it for weeks, ever since WrestleMania, pretty much. Since we pretty much started this save, I guess. Buddy Murphy, Cedric Alexander. 20 minutes, actually 22 minutes, as you can see. Long match between two guys who, if we check them out right here, Cedric Alexander, not Carmella. Alright, whatever, we'll just scroll down. Cedric Alexander, he's got a positive momentum, so he's doing well. Popularity, he's currently at a 33 E+, so that's nothing for a 20-minute match, but whatever. He has gone up a whole 11 points since, so it's not too bad. Buddy Murphy, who's definitely had the harder of the challenge. Cedric Alexander, of course, a mid-carder. Buddy Murphy. In fact, I forgot to do this, so I'm going to have to do it on camera. I forgot to elevate the pushes, so 205 Live's obviously a shorter episode anyway, so Buddy Murphy, he's booked more as an upper mid-carder right now, so let's go ahead and save that. Whereas Cedric Alexander, I'll get to him in a moment. In fact, let's just do this to make it easier. Luckily, there wasn't a whole lot of people on this edition of 205 Live, so we don't have to change a whole bunch of people, but like a Flash Morgan Webster, he wasn't really here. But yeah. Kira Tozawa was kind of on there, so low and mid carder is actually pretty accurate for him. But like I was saying with Buddy Murphy, before we move on and change everybody, Murphy, he was an opener before we changed him. He's currently at a 21 E- rating. We started at an 15 F+, and then he went up to a 17 F+, so he has been improving. He's currently at a positive momentum as well. In fact, he's going to change a gimmick on this episode to a bodybuilder gimmick, so let's hope that goes over well. Alexander should be pushed as a main eventer. He is currently the face of the 205 Live division. Drake Maverick, that's fine. Drew Gulak is more of an upper mid-carder. We changed his picture back to the beard, by the way, since that's what he's doing. That's pretty accurate for Grand Metalik. I'd say that's accurate for Hideo. Jack is more of a mid-carder, probably. Who cares about James Drake and Joseph Connor? Kalisto, more of a mid-carder as well. Cares about Kenny Williams. That's about accurate for Lindsay. Mark Andrews isn't on the show. Mustafa, about an upper mid-carder. Sorry about this, guys. Forgot about it totally. Glad I did check it, though, because that might have affected the main event. Having considered a jobber on the main event of 20+ minute match. Yeah, I don't see that going over too well. Yeah, that's about it. All right, so here we go. We've checked on everybody. We've seen how Cedric Alexander. One last thing I guess we can check on is the storyline currently for this feud. Even though it's nothing to look at, it's a 29 E rating. So, but either way, both superstars have been handled pretty well here. And Mustafa Ali, who really isn't a factor, go ahead and remove him. Let's just go ahead and run this. Let's see how we do. 205 Live opening gets a 37 D- rating here, as we just get hype from Drake Maverick, Cedric Alexander, and Buddy Murphy. This actually does pretty well, surprisingly. Gained heat for the feud as well. Just looking back at the feud, just a cold open, pretty much. Nothing special. Come on. There we go. 27 solid E rating here, as we're opening up the show. We can see both Cedric Alexander and Buddy Murphy warming up for their match later on tonight. We'll take that opportunity to go ahead and change Buddy Murphy's gimmick. Unfortunately, it did go down a little bit. He had a very good rating on his old school heel gimmick, but bodybuilder gimmick's a little bit more accurate for Buddy Murphy, especially since he's kind of, I thought about doing an Adonis, but an Adonis is more obsessed with their looks, whereas Buddy Murphy is always like, working out and being built and whatnot. All right. 35 E plus rating here for the Lince Dorado Kalisto Grand Metalik Lucha House Party pre-match promo for their upcoming tag team match against Brian Kendrick, the Brian Kendrick and Jack Gallagher. Interesting enough, Grand Metalik had a little bit of talking here, nothing too special, so I was curious to see if he was going to get dinged for that. Luckily, no, so I don't have to change that because obviously he can speak a little bit of English. Nonetheless, nothing too special. They're just kind of putting over themselves while putting down their opponents. Really nothing special at all. Our opening match of the night, and only one of two matches we're going to have tonight. 39 D- rating. Terrible matchup. The Brian Kendrick and Jack Gallagher going over to the Lucha House Party, the team of Kalisto and Lince Dorado. First time we're seeing these two together. And I would say it would be the last time, but I'm not WWE, so nonetheless, we'll get to that in just a moment. Brian Kendrick defeats Lince Dorado with the Captain's Hook submission hold after Drew Gulak interfered. Drew Gulak was on commentary for this matchup. He, of course, isn't down for Lucha House Party for obvious reasons. Drew Gulak is, looking for a better 205 Live, and he doesn't like the whole high-flying approach, of course. And that's pretty much what the Lucha House Party is all about. In fact, during this whole time, he was putting over what Lucha, wrestling really is about, apparently. And how it's not about making noise and doing all these flips. But nonetheless, Lince Dorado goes to the top rope. Gulak interferes, pushing him off. Brian Kendrick takes advantage, locks him in the Captain's Hook, and Brian Kendrick and Gallagher win the matchup. Brian Kendrick getting better at his gimmick. Kalisto and Lince Dorado don't work well as a team, which is unfortunate because it's something WWE might go back to, and it's something we'll have to deal with anyway. Vic and Percy Watson have pretty good chemistry. I don't know if that was something we knew about before, but there you go, guys. Good job. Cooled the crowd. Jack Gallagher had a 39 in-ring performance. Brian Kendrick with a 40 in-ring performance, so he was the best. Kalisto with a 34, Lince Dorado with a 26, which was the worst. What do we got here? Drew Gulak is changing from his annoying gimmick to a wrestling machine gimmick, just mostly because 205 Live's been focusing more on his wrestling ability and less on his, pretty much before, Enzo Amore left gimmick, where he was just kind of like the annoying, making 205 Live a better place. So it gets a rating of average. A little bit worse than what was before. It was above average before, but still not too bad. Nothing to comment on here. We get a recap from last week's matchup between Hikaru Tozawa and Hideo Itami, and then some social media hype where Itami's just demanding respect. 29 solid E rating for that that angle. 100 A-star rating for our pointless commercial break, courtesy of John Cena. Thank you, John. Big break, John, everybody. 27 solid E rating, just for, hyping up that the matchup between Buddy Murphy and Cedric Alexander is up next, as we see both gentlemen warming up for said matchup. Before we jump into the matchup, we get a 31 E-plus rated angle here, as they said the 205 Live roster, but honestly it was just Mustafa Ali, Tony Nese, and Drake Maverick all weighing in on who they believe will win tonight. Mustafa Ali believes that Alexander is going to win, despite Buddy Murphy being so strong and all that, and mostly because, he promised that he's going to be the one that beats Cedric. So kind of a lame reason, but whatever. Tony Nese, he believes Buddy Murphy's going to be better because, he obviously wants it more than Alexander, proven that, for his bodybuilding and whatnot. So we get to see like the two allies weigh in, and then of course the general manager alongside Dasha Fuentes, who, he puts over, it doesn't matter which of these two men win in his opinion, because he'll be proud of, whoever wins pretty much. Dasha brings up TJP's comments, but Drake says, if anyone wants to, take it up, any of his, his decisions or whatnot, to take it up with him, whatever. So there you have that. Tony Nese not suited to his gimmick, unfortunate for him. The Buddy Murphy Alexander didn't gain any heat, but nonetheless it progressed, as did the TJP being fed up with management. We're also going to change Tony Nese to a fitness freak. I wanted to make him an Adonis, but apparently he's unable to play it, so we'll just go ahead and do a fitness freak because it's pretty much the same thing. This also got a rating of average. His old school face was above average, but he was a heel, so it's about time we changed it. 29 solid E rating here, as before the matchup, Greg Hamilton introduces the challenger and champion to the crowd. So pretty much just the championship introduction. And here we go, guys. Ready? What do we got? Main event time. Cruiserweight Championship on the line. 37 D- rating here. That's good for 205 Live. I mean, a solid D would have been great. Maybe even a D+. C- would have been amazing, but whatever. Apparently, Buddy Murphy's not eligible to fight for the Cruiserweight Championship, so I guess it's a good thing he didn't win. What is Buddy Murphy's weight? I might have to check that. Let's go ahead and put that up here. And oh, here's some things I was going to tell you guys about. I was like, what the hell is all this? So Buddy Murphy weight, we'll have to check. But also, Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens like not Bo Burnham. Bo Burnham's a great comedian, but not Bo Burnham. Bo Dallas's promos, and Arn Anderson says Rhino cannot sell. But anyway, main event, 37 D-. It's about what you would expect. Cedric Alexander really off his game. I guess he was off his game for being, in front of the hometown crowd. Thank you, Percy Watson and Vic Joseph, for helping us out here. Cooled the crowd. Buddy Murphy, which he apparently was not eligible, which we'll have to check that out for future matches. I think I requested him to go down, so I guess maybe it just hasn't happened yet. Buddy Murphy had an in-ring performance of a 28. Cedric Alexander with a 36, so they're definitely far behind still. Nonetheless, 205 Live gets... What? Wow. Okay. There wasn't even a 40 rated segment on here besides Cena. How? And it was a minor rated, so it shouldn't affect it. But okay, I'll take it. 53 C-. That's the best 205 Live we've had yet. Not even sure how, but there you go. Good job, guys. It's impressive. All right. Before we end off this episode, I want to go ahead and check out Cedric Alexander's weight. So let's just do that real quick. And I guess we can also, So he's a middleweight. I did request a size decrease, I believe. At least I thought I did. Yeah, he's in the middle of a weight change. Okay, so I guess we just have to wait for it to officially take place. But sooner or later, he will be in the Cruiserweight division, technically. But I guess, like I said, it's a good thing he didn't win the championship, or else I would have had to have changed it up somehow. We're still waiting on Finn Balor, by the way. He is coming in. Nonetheless, that is going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, do me a favor. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe. And don't forget to share this friend with your friends, your Facebooks, your Twitters, your Instagrams. I don't give a dams. All the social media accounts out there. It definitely helped out the channel. And in fact, if you believe you got a buddy out there who would enjoy my content, why don't you share it with them as well? As always, I've got a few buddies. If you want to check them out, they're down below in the description. I highly recommend checking out my buddy Zach, who's doing his work on Twitch. My buddy Raging Yoshi, who's doing his work here on YouTube, doing some Let's Plays of like Final Fantasy X. Boy, I gotta learn the name of that one game. It's a new game he just started playing. It's pretty creepy with like a bunch of dystopia stuff. So highly recommend checking all that out. Either way, that's gonna be the end of the video. I will see you guys for SmackDown Live, and that will be that. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.